Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the Solas Starlight. Now, this watch in my hands is a prototype, and the production model will be available in about 2 to 3 months. I'll leave a link to the website for Solas in the description below, so go check them out. It's a neat story. This guy's living my dream. He has a micro brand watch company, and this is very unique. It has the aventurine dial and the micro rotor movement. I'm not aware of any other watches with this combination, at least not in this price range. Speaking of the price, the Kickstarter price was about €350. I don't know what this is going to be offered at. Hopefully it stays in that price range. I think that's about $425. So very, very nice price range for this watch with the sapphire crystal with that aventurine dial. This dial is made with glass, and it's made on a copper plate, and that adds some thickness to the watch. So the micro rotor movement enables for a thinner watch. The watch thickness on this is 9.7 millimeter, and I think that dial makes up about 2 or 3 millimeters, so it could have been a lot thinner. But I'm really happy with this dial. I'm really tempted to buy one of these for myself to keep. I do not have another watch in my collection that looks like this. So let's go over the size. Lug to lug on this is 44.2 millimeter. Case diameter is 38, even though it looks much larger to me. This small bezel really plays tricks. It's kind of an optical illusion. As I mentioned, the thickness on this is 10 millimeter thick. The lug width is 20 millimeter. It does have a signed crown, a small signed crown that is a 5 millimeter crown. You see the Solas logo here. Little S on the crown. Since we're here, let's zoom in a bit more on this dial. It looks amazing in sunlight. Every way you tilt this dial, something else sparkles on here. It's very neat. And this watch got its name from the dial. This is called the Starlight. You can see here it has a sub-second dial, which is fine for a dress watch. I almost wonder how this would look without a sub-dial. I think it would look maybe better, maybe not. But I know a lot of people like to see the second hand sweep there. It's hard to tell, but that second hand is sweeping at 8 beats per second. The movement is, hopefully I pronounced this right, Hangzhou 5000A movement, 44-hour power reserve. Let's remove one of these quick release clasp here. Hopefully I'll be able to get that back on, but we can get a better look at this gorgeous movement. Now this is a prototype, as I mentioned. The screws are not blued on this, but they will be blued on the production model. In fact, the owner sent me a picture. We've been chatting back and forth a little bit. He's a very cool guy. Very easy to talk to, and he clearly enjoys the hobby and enjoys being in this business. So here is a picture from my phone. One of these days I'll be able to do overlays, but this is what we have for now. Let's see if we can get these side by side. No, not quite the same scale, but you can see the blue screws on here. Definitely makes a difference. So let's set this to the side and see if I can get the quick release clasp back on quickly. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Now this is a very nice and comfortable strap. One thing to note is this has been through a few reviewers' hands by now, so the strap is a little bit worn out from that. But it wouldn't be an issue for an owner of this watch because you're just going to set it and forget it in this deployment clasp system here. So obviously you find your hole size, put it in there, and then this clasp works very, very nicely. I was looking at it, trying to figure out how it works. The pushers on the side move this piece here in, and there's a little hook here which engages on the inside. Yeah, engages on the inside there. So you can push it and close it, or you can just push it shut instead of pushing the pushers. One more note on this movement. It is hand winding, but it does not hack. It's not a big deal for me. I've been used to my Seiko SKX for all these years. Speaking of that, let's bring it over here and we can get a good size comparison. Let me give it a shake first, get the second hand moving. So the Seiko SKX is a 42 millimeter watch. But man, this is a 38. It looks so much bigger. It looks like the same size as this, if not bigger. Just kind of a crazy optical illusion. But anyway, here we are for size reference. Now we can look at the thickness. Again, the Solas is 10 millimeter thick versus, 9.7 versus about 13.5 on the SKX. Yeah, the micro rotor is so cool. I've never had a watch in hand with the micro rotor before. This is the best of both worlds. You don't need to hand wind it, and you can see much more of the movement versus another display case back watch, which I don't think I have. Actually, I do have one here. I wasn't planning on this, but here is my Grand Seiko with the beautifully finished movement, but that rotor blocks about half of it. So, this is for here, side by side. This is a 36 millimeter watch. It looks pretty small compared to the Solas. So it does have a deployment clasp with Horween leather. Strap is made in Ireland, which is a nice touch. Since Solas is itself, the company is based in Ireland, but the movement and some other pieces come from China. It's pretty typical for a micro brand watch company to source Chinese-made parts, as well as the big watch companies as well. So let's get this on wrist. If you're curious, I've been wearing the Zen U50 today. Don't mind the date. I don't really set the dates on these watches. I half the time don't even set the time, but that's a story for a different day. So yeah, let's get this on wrist. I have a 6.5 inch wrist and a 52 millimeter wristband. Push those in. This is a signed clasp, by the way. Signed Solas clasp. I mean, this is such a great deal with this watch. Assuming the price is going to be around that $425 mark. I don't know what the price will be. But watch his website in the next 2 to 3 months, and it should be listed for sale there. So here we are again, 6.5 inch wrist, 52 millimeter wristband, 38 case diameter, and lug to lug on this again is 44.2. It's nice and thin. I think the clasp system is almost as thick as the watch case itself. This nice feeling strap, nice and supple and pliable. All right, let's zoom out here for a different perspective. No loom shot today, obviously. There's no loom on the watch. At least none that I'm aware of. So let me know what you think of this watch. Would you buy one? And if you have not already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There are plenty more videos coming out, and enjoy sharing in the hobby with you guys and chatting with you down in the comment section. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.